Senate General Assembly meeting on Thursday, February 1st, 2024. We'll now be taking roll call. First, starting with the Executive Council, President Giovanni Michelle.
Present.
Thank you. Vice President Administration and Finance Kai Breville. Present. Vice President Legislative Affairs Maggie Juve.
Present.
Thank you. Vice President Team Development Annette Crowder.
Present.
Thank you. Vice President Public Relations Michael Malone.
Present.
Thank you. Advisor Green.
Present.
Now going on to our general senators at Truex campus. Senator Angel Avila. Gotcha. Senator Sierra Brunner.
Here.
Thank you. Senator T. Clearwater excused. Senator Kodiak Kessel.
Present.
Thank you. Senator Danny Herr.
Present.
Steve. Senator Kennedy Washington was just in here. Actually, she explained to me she had to be a little bit late, so.
Well, she said she's in the bathroom.
Yep. Okay. Well, I'm putting her as excused. Okay. Senator Cameron Wilkin.
Present.
Thank you. Senator Katrina Willis. Did we have an excuse from her? No? Okay, well, absent so
Something.
far.
Sometimes she has connection problems.
Well, didn't hear anything from her, so absent. Senator Stacy Brunner.
I'm here.
Thank you. We do have quorum.
Thank you. Approval of the previous meeting. There,
I make a motion to approve the previous meeting minutes.
there a second.
I'll second that motion.
Malone second the motion. Any discussion? Everybody was in favor of approving the previous meeting minute, raise your hand.
There's 7 so far. That is a majority, 7's a majority.
Thank you. Reading and approval of meeting agenda. Jack Castle,
Motion to approve the meeting agenda.
any second?
I'll second that.
I second it. I second it.
I think his mom.
Thank you.
Keep Crowder was first, technically.
Any discussion? Again, everybody's in favor of approving the meeting agenda, raise your hand.
That's a majority.
It's everybody. Thank you. Public comment, no public comment, report from officer and advisor and standing committee, executive council, president report, President Michelle. Thank you, everybody. First, I want to start by welcoming our new senator. And we still have time to meet, so you can show me what you're interested in. I'm sorry I couldn't meet with everybody like this week because of scheduling conflict. The second thing I want to talk about is nomination or representative of Senate. As a student, you have the opportunity to represent Senate in so many council or group. But if for some reason you would nominate you to represent Senate, you're representing Senate. But if as a student as a whole, you can be in any council or any shared governance or any group. But if we didn't nominate you, you are representing yourself. And we just want to clarify about, the misunderstanding. Because I'm a senator, like say I'm the president, if I don't have the authority to represent Senate on a group, I cannot just take on that opportunity, like the authority by myself. And when you spoke or when you make any promises or anything, you have to make sure those people will listen to you. No, this is Giovanni or this is me talking. This is not the Senate talking. We just need the clarification. The third thing I want to talk about is next week is gonna be Winterfest. It's gonna be at Truax. And it's a good opportunity for us to recruit, to show people like what Senate is about. So far we only have you.
I'll be there.
Okay, VP Brito, if anybody wanna, we can only have two people tabling, right?
You can have three.
Three, okay, if anybody wanna, join, the table of Senate at the Winter Fest, that will be great. And if you just want to be in the attendance or talk to people about Senate, that will be very beneficial as well. The other thing is I want to talk about is our vacancy. Uh, Congratulations to being on. But because Bimon is a VP now, they have position, he have to resign, and one of them is our communication coordinator. And the application is open. Anybody can submit your application. What it is you are responsible for taking the minute and writing the minute and send it to VP of VP Brito. And so we can send the meeting minute, like the agenda and all of that. And this is not a free position, it's an extra $200. If anybody is interested, you can come, you can submit your application. And also the position will be open for the DIAB coordinator as well. That's conclude. Oh, before I let, next week, I'm not gonna be here, be in your best behavior, guy. I'm not gonna be
I know what
here, and VP, VP Brito gonna be the chair for that meeting. That concludes my report. Administration and Finance Committee, VP Brito.
Thank you. The biggest things that we're working on, we'll actually be discussing later today because we have a 3-year plan discussion. Hello. And a lot more will be discussed there, but I did put inside the SharePoint folder, there are documents outlining some of the ideas that I have for the new 3-year plan. So if you want to learn more about what I have in store, I put some preliminary ideas there. So those are some of the things we discussed last week about ideas for what we wanted for goal number 3, as well as some of the ideas for the expansion of goal number 1 and the outlines and the plans for it. So one of the things I just wanted to mention is that I think we should think about things in like a system structure, and like there will be like steps to them. So step 1, step 2, step 3. Step 1 is like information gathering. Step 2 is like recommendations for how we should change the thing. And step 3 will be like monitoring the implementation of our plans. So that works well when we're coming up with like a deliverable, like a plan. What doesn't work well is when you have something like campus advocacy, like regional campus advocacy on our regional campuses and Goodman South. So those are going to be more event driven, things like hosting a town hall, but that'll be like taken care of. So it's not part of a strategic plan. It's more just like us making an effort to actually do that. The other thing that I wrote in that document is to start thinking about expenses that you want to have for the future. And we'll have a bigger discussion about it there. But that's the main thing that I've been working on for that committee. Otherwise, at the SAB, which will come in the SAB report because it hasn't happened yet, that's why I'm reporting on it now. We're working with ELT and they'll be requesting additional $10,000 in funding to make up for some of the club funding requests. So now that we passed the student activities fee referendum, we actually have some of the funds to cover that. We're sitting at about, I believe it's a 7% reserve funding, which we only need to keep about between 5 and 15. So we'll still be above that, just barely, but with the new fees and projections that we had, which is exactly what we voted on in the fall, we'll still be within that range, and we have the money available in the funds to give to ELT, so other clubs can make requests, and we can spread the love and just collaboration and socialization at Madison College campus. That concludes my report. Any questions?
Thank you, Rito. Please lead the after committee. Joe?
We've been working on the legislative seminar coming up, so me and my committee, the legislative committee, we have started, we already choose out the senators we have, and now we'll call their names that we have picked out, and we are working on drafting the letters so that they can get to them on time and so that they can set their schedule aside for us to meet with them. And the fourth one on the list we have was Chris Larison. It's a District 7. And the Senator Larison is, I think, a Republican.
Democrat.
He's a Democrat, sorry. It's a D. And then we had another senator, like, that we choose, Richelle Gabriel, District 19. And we have, of course, Senator Agat as this Senate district. And I think she's a leader, right? Yeah,
I believe.
so she's a Democratic leader. And then we have Senator Lena Taylor, District 4, and then Representative Saba Valdez. Yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah. And I think some of the minority members who find out the same name because we were doing like research on their biography and stuff. So, end of my report.
Thank you. Comment. Good job. Good work on that.
Thank you. Team Development Committee. Big
Sure.
brother.
So the team development committee has no report. We have not met yet. We will hopefully get a meeting scheduled next week. I need the availability from one of my members.
Thank you. Public Relations Committee. President Malone.
Thank you, President Michaud. The Public Relations Committee met today at 3 o'clock. We discussed how we are going to go about recruiting new members, especially the new members who recently joined the Senate for especially positions on the Public Relations Committee. We are currently down to one member, just Senator Brunner, acting in consultation with Senator Kessel, giving his input where needed. We might try to create some flyers explaining what the committee does. Other than that, one of our bigger projects is going to be working on the Student Senate website, bringing the layout more up to date, updating the information, putting more relevant pictures, making sure that our agenda and meeting minutes are also posted on there. Another thing that we're going to be looking at doing is creating a Student Senate t-shirt. I had discussions with Senator Brunner. She said that her daughter would be willing to come up with a design for the t-shirt. So looking forward to see what that looks like. There's also the ability to create a Student Senate newsletter with some of our bills and resolutions. And then our next meeting will be on February 8th at 2 p.m. That concludes my report.
Thank you. And as a report, as a green.
Hello, biggest thing I would put down is, passing along to everyone else down March 5th for the, second round interviews for the, position that will be taking over for me in my interim role. That would be March 5th. Again, there's going to be more information as to timing, so I'm just going to say, keep down your calendars, and mark that day. More information will follow. I'm just going to also point out that Senate elections are on the horizon, along with other things, but the elections are a big deal. There's nothing really to show you today, but if you're planning on doing this again next year, next term, running for an officer position, just be prepared and look forward the next couple of weeks for some more election-related news. Finally, I would say ask VP Jupe to share this with, the rest of, the senators. And then whoever is actually going to the legislative seminar can be able to utilize it, the agenda, for the seminar so that they can finally see what timings are and, on what to expect.
Yes, I will send emails. I'll forward
Okay,
it.
cool, awesome,
Everyone. Sounds good?
awesome. Other than that,
Yeah.
that's all I've got, so thank you.
Thank
Are you
you.
going to the
The
seminar?
question,
Are you going to the seminar? Oh,
so, were you also gonna discuss the application?
I mean, you're talking about the application for the for the new position.
Yep, all of them. Yes.
Well, I mean, I remember I didn't have anything ready yet.
I was hoping you could say, it. Okay.
I mean,
you said we could
I
be,
showed a little bit of it to VP Malone about what I was doing in Wolfpack Connect. I'm still working out some of the kinks and the logic-based questioning. But it will be what we end up using for elections as well. It will have, Wolfpack Connect will be what we use to, record, interest from new students, from students wanting to join committees and councils, from students wanting to join additional positions like the communications coordinator and the new position for the equity inclusion.
So I want to know, thanks.
Yeah. And
Okay.
VP Drew,
yeah, I mean, the main thing is like you want us to be participating in the interviews, is it?
meet with the representatives.
No, with the, not the representative, I'm talking about the
The
student
position?
advisor position, yeah. Do you want us to set up time that we can,
The time, when times are provided, to me, then I would be able to pass those
Yeah.
along. But obviously because this is a position that works with students, and because student input is obviously so important and crucial, whoever wants to be involved should be involved with asking questions and voicing, their opinion on who's a good candidate, for the position. So I'm passing this along. Ellie shared it with me, and I'm sharing it with everyone so that you can just make sure you mark it that March 5th will be that day. When I get more information, I'll provide it, past that. All right.
Okay, thank you. Any other question? Advisor Green? Okay, thank you, Advisor Green. Report from Special and Select Committee, Student Activity Board. Vivi Brito.
As I mentioned in my earlier report, working with it in our Student Senate Finance Committee, we'll be working with ELT to request the additional $10,000 in funds. That'll be happening this Friday. Also connected with a Student Life Advisor, Ellie Rome, to talk about the SSCCE survey report, and there'll be a conversation on Friday about that as well now with Zong Her. Perhaps we can help spread the word about the new survey and get engagement on that since we did so well last semester with the student activities fees. But other than that, our budget presentation will be happening on Friday, March 1st. And that's why we're talking about the 3-year plan today and every single meeting foreseeable until it's done. That concludes my report. Any questions? VP Carter?
More of a comment.
Okay.
When I was talking to Kelly earlier today, I was mentioning the survey, so I was just gonna say we probably should get something in the newspaper too.
You can collaborate with her on that. Yeah, I think that was the intention of getting the Clarion on there, but you want Student Senate to have involvement or like SAB or just like us, someone or?
Just, I mean, we have our advertisements on there, so I didn't know if we wanted to advertise specifically the survey and the importance of it, like pick out highlights or something.
We
It
could,
just kind of came up when Kelly and I were.
no,
talking.
yeah, we could definitely have them do it so we don't pay for it. I'm just looking at our budget.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good comment.
Thank you.
for developing?
What I wanna add is, at the SAB, they working on budget, like where we gonna present and Senate gonna present and the budget as well, and we lost, our budget director to UW. I think that's something we're mentioning. Thank you. Textbook,
Oh, is Ben not leaving too?
Ben
Ben
left,
left.
yeah.
Yeah.
Textbook affordability committees, let's see that, Sierra Brunner. Senator Sierra Brunner,
No report.
Ben Monte
thank
left.
you.
Talk about Ben Monte.
Regional Outreach and Engagement Committee, Senator Malone.
The, no report, we didn't have a meeting this week. Or do you want me to report up the last one?
Oh, it's too bad. What are you looking at?
Yeah, because I was in that meeting.
Oh, yeah,
the
that
last meeting, and
Oh, yeah, yeah.
that was on Friday.
Yeah,
You didn't
yeah.
remember that.
Sorry. Yeah, in our last meeting, we talked about how we are gonna do better outreach to the regional campuses, especially those campuses right now that do not have senators. We need to be more active, more intentional on trying to get people interested in filling those positions. That could be with trying to get out there and doing more campus visits, just being more visible with them.
When is your next meeting?
Our next meeting will be next week, Friday,
Thank you.
at 12 o'clock,
You have a meeting every other week or?
bi-weekly, so every other week.
Okay, thank you. Transportation Analysis Committee currently vacant, student parent support. Rick Runner,
So we have not had a meeting since last week. Our next meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, February 7th at 11 a.m.
thank you. Public Safety Advisory Committee, Senator Castle.
Hello, everyone. The Public Safety Advisory Committee is looking forward to conducting listening sessions beginning this semester. We will begin with Truax campus and work our way out to the regional campuses. We are also working with public safety to bring trainings related to safety and crime prevention. If anyone is interested in participating, please email me so that I can get all of our schedules lined up sooner than later. These trainings will be held at our convenience. So I'm going to send out a survey if that works best, or if there's only a limited number who are interested, just email me. Our next meeting will be tomorrow at 11 a.m. We're meeting a little more frequently than usual to craft surveys and get more directed for our listening sessions. End of report.
Thank you. Report from regional and metro campuses, Reedsburg, Senator Stacy Brunner.
No report.
Thank you. Watertown currently vacant, Fort Hays currently vacant, Fort Atkinson currently vacant, Goodman South currently vacant. Report from College Assembly, Share Government Council, College Assembly, Senator Air.
No report.
Thank you. Academic Council currently vacant. Diversity and Community Relationship Council, Vivian Runner.
So our first meeting of this semester is scheduled for February 7th at 2 p.m.
That's it.
We haven't met.
Thank
Sounds
you.
good.
Facility Planning and Investment Council, Senator Willis.
Good evening. We have our first meeting of the semester next Wednesday on February 7th from 2 to 4 p.m. So I have no, other than that, I have no report. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Finance Council, Roberto.
We didn't have our next meeting yet, but there's a subgroup that I was invited to called the Student Payment Center Group. And one of the things that I learned is that we're going through this redesign process where the entire hallway of the first floor, they're looking to redesign, and they're looking to redesign some areas where they condense all the resources that people can access, like advising, like financial aid, like the bursar's office. And put them all in one area. They're looking at the D wing, they're looking at the bookstore, they're looking at potentially somewhere up on the second floor. And these are just considerations that they have. They discuss other things like how do people pay their tuition? And one of the things they discuss about is credit cards. But no decisions were made. This is more like an exploratory type group where they're exploring different things that are happening around how we make payments and where students go to it and what are some of the pitfalls and difficulties they face. So just ideas at this point, but something to mention to y'all that I've started going to those meetings and yeah, it's not finance council, but it's like finance council adjacent, and that's how I got invited. I don't know when the next meeting for that is, since it's comes kind of randomly up, but it's not a standing thing yet. But if there's more meetings, I will let you know. End of my report.
Thank you. Information and Technology Council currently vacant. Institutional Effectiveness Council, Senate Council.
No report as of yet. Our next meeting is, give me half a second, on the 8th, which is a Thursday at 1 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Student Affairs Council currently vacant. Unfinished business, the 2-year plan discussion. Dr. Brito.
Thank you. So if you read in any of my emails or if you read the 3-year planning document, last time we talked about what we wanted for goal number 3. I think we're pretty set on that unless someone has any other commentary. I didn't receive anything from anyone, so that's fine. I'm pretty sure we're going to settle on having the alumni relations, unless someone has something to say about it, but please email me if you do. But that's kind of the overview of it. Now, what I want to go into next is going to be a discussion about what do you envision us being able to spend money on events wise? And for that, I would like to make a motion that we suspend Robert's rules for the duration of this this agenda topic. Give me a second. Okay, either one. Okay, VP Crowder.
A second. Any discussion? Everybody was in favor of suspend Robert rule for the 3-year plan discussion. Raise your hand.
7, 8, 9. Yep, that's the majority.
You know you can vote. Thank you. Red rule is suspended.
Okay, great. So one of the things I'd like to have is like, I always talk to people about it, and I think naturally it makes sense, a lot of sense for people like VP Crowder or VP Malone to talk about maybe they need advertising money, maybe they need money for food so they can host more events, but like, what do we want to spend our money on? I know that we in the past, we used to have the Senate retreat. We actually used to send senators to like conferences too, I believe. Is that true, Sean?
NACA.
Right, but now we don't do that anymore, and maybe we need to put that into the budget back in there so we can have these professional development opportunities, because now there's opportunity to do so. We cut them in the past because we had to make some, hard decisions about how to keep ourselves financially stable throughout the entire student organizations in the Student Activities Board. But now that doesn't exist so much anymore. We found a financial solution and we can make things happen like this. We just need to know what we're gonna spend it on. So who has ideas about what we could have? Next week, I'll have clear pictures about what we used to spend. I'll have an expenditure report, but what? Something funny.
No, it's just like, she's just laughing at me.
Okay, sure. Anyways, if someone wants to spend or has ideas for spending money, like please let me know. I'll write that down here and we can, continue the conversation from this point. But anyone have
What's your
ideas?
question, you said?
Do you have ideas for how we can spend money? Basically.
So under team development, I think it would have been nice to have some sort of token budget for like honoring people on their birthday. Or if their birthday is like during the break or something, where we do it just before their break.
If they choose to participate.
Yes, if they choose to participate, there's no force.
Okay, that's my idea. That's good. Do you have an idea of how much money you think that would cost? We can talk about it later too, but.
Yeah,
like
I think if we went per person, I wasn't even thinking that much. I was thinking some small token type deal, maybe a food item or, I don't know. But it's open, $10.
Sure.
So it would be $200 roughly.
Yeah, for 20 senators, theoretically 20, but we're probably not gonna spend that much, so it's like an extra $200. Okay, these are the kinds of things. Like, I don't know, do people like the idea of the high ropes course? I've always pushed it since the very beginning. I don't know, I would like to go on that. I don't know how much it costs, but like, I can start looking into that. People interested in that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I'll have to figure out how much that costs.
I don't think it should be high ropes. It should be, team bonding activity.
It doesn't have to be high rope. Any high rope.
They have multiple options.
We can go skydiving together.
I love that idea.
So they have multiple options when it comes to the rope course. Where you don't have to just do the ropes course, you could like do some sort of other team development. Cause I've been in contact with them and I have all the information in my email and I'll send it to you too, Patty.
Love that.
So
Maybe Joe. Joe, question?
Canadian?
Yeah, I was just thinking like, since, we're trying to get senates here, so like, recruit new people, like, how about set up like a tabling, especially not just the Winterfest, just for the senate and have some snacks and drinks for.
It's like extra food for recruitment.
That's how they got me.
Oh, again,
Yeah.
Mr. I want food.
Yeah, they got me with, I received I think it was like a notification from, Allstar Connect.
You see?
They're gonna have games.
It's a trap.
Foods, yeah, that's how they got me.
And they know you're always wanting food, you like food.
Everyone likes food.
That's for recruitment, yeah. Michael?
Yep, I was just gonna say, along with that same point, if we're doing food, we want to make sure that we are also including the regional campuses in that, your regional and metro
Yeah, that's
campuses.
what
If we're doing it at Truax, we should be doing it, have something at each of them.
Yep.
Especially since all of our regionals.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like.
Most of them don't have a representative right now, and that would be a good way to engage their student body.
Yeah, we can go it round regional campus.
So I will say this, I think before we think about food at regional campuses, we probably also need to have like a way to get there, so transportation as well. So
And
we can
DJ
both of
and
those.
like music.
So transportation, events, like an events budget, so
Yeah.
which includes transportation, I don't know, some sort of entertainment budget and then food. That all plays into it, because if we go there, we have to have something to say for it. And I think most of that centers around campus fun days. I just do think it's hard for people to get there, so it's another thing, it's an operational logistics thing, but if you don't have money, you can't do it at all, so. That is the important thing. Campuses.
we can always look at that data of the high traffic days.
What are you saying?
Yeah.
High traffic?
The data
Like
that
people?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
people traffic, okay.
And all that's still posted down in the Senate office of when each campus has a greater percentage or a greater amount of their students on campus. So
That change, when was that last conducted?
I don't know when that was last conducted or last updated, but I know the old ones are still hanging down there.
Make
so
a priority of your doing.
Definitely can.
I think.
And then we can have like, sort of like a commercial or advertisement, like through their student life over there. Like to keep, posting that we are coming, like how we have it on the screen here.
Advertisements.
Mhm.
Honestly, for both of these, I feel like advertisements kind of crosses the, expanded budget for advertising. Where are we in our advertising budget, Sean? You just sent me the financials.
Yeah, I sent them to you, didn't you?
Advertising publication, is that extra? Do we pay Clarion $200 a month to be?
You pay them a contract for, I don't know that off the top of my head, but we.
Is it
pay them-
$1,200 a semester?
I think it's like 1,200. I think,
Okay.
yeah, it's.
So we want increased advertising for what? Like, what do we want here? Like social media advertising? Do we want like a posters to print out?
Posters, flyers,
So like duplicating,
flyers, and the screens here, there's a screen here
I get.
that you see some stuff when you're coming up.
So you
Yeah,
want
those
to
are the
put
physics screens, and those really only require someone to make the image
Mhm.
and then to request that those images get placed on those screens, depending on location or all locations.
Right,
But that doesn't really cost money as much as time, so it's something the communications coordinator and or public relations will work on.
mhm.
But in terms of flyers and everything, duplicating, you need to make copies, and that's where duplicating costs would come in, and that's, you know, I could.
Would that fall under our printing, or does it need to be special advertising?
That could fall in printing, yes.
Cause where are we at on printing? I'll send this out to or I'll put it in the folder so you can all look at it. I'm not gonna like specifically send it out. But sorry, you can go while I.
We're
look at this paper.
86.75% of what's remaining. So I mean, we haven't really spent really anything of it.
No, we haven't. That's the thing. So I'm like, I want to justify these things. I don't want to go there and be like, oh, we need this. And be like, well, why didn't you freaking spend it?
Maybe Carter.
VP Malone and I were talking earlier today about, having kits at each of the regional campuses,
Kids.
like, tabling kits,
Huh.
which I talked about earlier in the semester. Because like when you go to Goodman South, you have to bring everything you need if you're going to table. So like when we have regional senators out there, it would be nice for them to be able to utilize that information, utilize our, cloth, our materials, et cetera, on the table. So that people know that, hey, I'm here from Senate. Right along those lines, we were also discussing like, you know how you see the little divided paper in 4 pieces? Like we need something small that we can all carry around, and when we're talking to someone, doing those talking points of, hey, you should join Senate because of X, Y, Z. Well, I'm putting sticky notes in my pocket, misplacing them and finding them 3 days later. I would prefer to have a little sheet of paper that has our link on it and that has some information about Senate and when our meetings and stuff are.
Business cards and name tags. We don't have individualized ones, and we could now.
Yeah.
I think something we can spend some
Yeah.
money on.
Small.
It's like advertising. Not more advertising, it's like more regional campuses.
But I will just have you guys think about where, you go Goodman South, for example, we could store something like that out there because we have a student life office. We have one at Truax, obviously, but we do not have student life offices at any of the regional campuses. And so it's figuring out, is there space to store stuff there? I don't know.
There is at Goodman South. We have. a
Well,
student
that's,
center.
we have an office, but we don't have offices at regionals, and so, yeah.
I remember I was talking about this, like, when I was campaigning to become student senate president. Having like a Dolian's box in those
What?
regional, like a box, like where they can, put their idea, concern. And once a week or once a month, we can just go pick it up. But I think, that gonna cost, like, to buy the box.
That's fine. It's a one-time expenditure that will last for a while.
Yeah, concern box.
Yeah.
Cause, and then we have, we can have like, the barcode for the meeting as well, and like, in there, they can just, like, because it's just for them to see, oh, this is Senate, like, they are not here, but this is Senate. If I have something, I can just put it there. Or Senate box.
We have a hand up, just so you know.
Senator Brunner?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I know for a fact at Reedsburg campus, we do have areas that we can store things because when I helped out there with student life and stuff, we had like a storage closet and there's a storage room that we held a whole lot of the student life stuff because I actually inventoried and organized everything there.
Thank you.
So it sounds like there might be closets. I do think that one of the biggest things we'll need to do is make sure we can get transportation, because around regional campuses, like, there's multiple barriers to getting people there. It's like, one, getting people to find time of day to get over there. But I think one of the easiest times to do is like during campus fun days, and it's just an easy go, because we can go there and support them on there. But didn't we have an idea during the summer, like we all go, like during the summer, go to those campuses and just get a sense of that it is, right? So if we can rent a van, we have like money to do that, and we can go there and see what's going on at our regional campuses. I know there won't be students there, but at least we can physically be there. Is that worthwhile?
Yeah, I feel like it can be like, the same way people campaign, like we go from, like for me, I feel like we can go like the proximity. Like if I'm going to Reedsburg, I can go to Portage, I can go
It's
to
like
Goodman
2 in a
South,
day. Yeah.
like Goodman South. And if I'm going to Watertown, I can look for Atkinson because the proximity. But doing it the whole day,
So just like 2 in a day, because basically you could do Goodman South and then Commercial Avenue. You could do Reedsburg and Portage together, and then you would do Watertown and Fort Atkinson together.
Mhm.
In a day. Okay, we can plan about that later, but it kind of combines things together.
I
Like,
personally would not want it during the summer because I think it's another opportunity for people to know who Senate is. And then get to know who we are if we show up on campus when they're not there.
I feel like we can do it when we, like, let's say in March, something like, or like in the end of February, because it's like, that's our opportunity to promote the election as well. over there.
you want to do one only in the spring or only in the fall, or, I mean, we can think about it, but I guess we kind of need to know if we're getting the Northwest Fund.
I would also try thinking about, like PAC is supposed to be doing, campus Mondays. PAC is supposed to be doing a monthly activity for regional
Maybe we
campuses.
can just.
And so being able to partner up with PAC, just kind of like similar with you, VP Malone, when you were able to, do this high diet t-shirt for campus fun days, it's like, yeah, that also helps to deal with the transportation issue and getting help with storing and moving materials as well. So looking into the partnerships with those organizations.
What if we required Senate members to like do one outreach
The
event?
time burnout.
Can we have an extension to move this for 15 minutes or a motion to extend this topic by 15 minutes? An
Michael
additional-
second.
I'll second that.
50 or 15.
1-5. We
I
have
will
a
second
shorter,
that.
the only unfinished business on the agenda today. We
Okay.
have a lot of time.
Okay,
We're not even an hour in.
you second, right?
Yep, I second.
Everybody was in favor of, extension for 15 minutes, raise your hand.
That's 1-5.
Majority. So 528 is,
Okay, perfect.
to answer your question, you can try it, but I tried it and, sometimes it doesn't always work well.
What can we do? What can we offer to, okay, so maybe carrot and stick. This is the stick. What's the carrot? How do we incentivize people to do it? Do we pay them?
And the stipends, if they're correct, is supposed to be that payment.
Yeah, but that's a lot of extra to do.
I know, and it's a long way away to receive them as well, if you don't get until the end.
Can you use it as office hours?
I would just,
Always. Oh, yeah,
Yep.
definitely. I mean, I think that was always.
Like the trends, like
Maybe
the-
they say that it counts for all your office hours. If you do an outside event, your full office hours is like completely.
For what?
All four. I do think that's worth it.
for the,
Because you're going out of your way.
for the week or for the
week.
Oh. Okay, I'm going to campus in every.
Oh, okay, like you can only do it like 4 times maximum. So I guess there has to be some limitations on that, but sure,
Yeah.
we'll work it out
Think
later.
about ways with teamwork, team development could be being in on this where, yeah, maybe if you guys go do that, then the incentive is you guys get to go out to eat afterwards.
Oh.
Like,
yeah,
Budget, yeah.
there could be something that could link to a team building activity within going out and supporting the regional campuses. It's all possible, right?
Yeah, okay, cool. Michael?
yeah. But to your point, when you were talking about office hours, anytime you do the campus visits or whatever, your travel to and from
Yeah.
will count as your office hours plus the time you spend there. So it will technically count for your office
Can we
hours.
reimburse people's travel? Is that too much to ask?
I think you can only.
I mean, like gas.
We can,
Yes.
we can carpool, don't we carpool sometimes?
We
I
do.
think potentially yes, but I never really saw it actually play in action, so. I mean, it's supposed to, yes, but
Is it like per mile or how does that work?
I don't know, I just know that,
The ELT guidelines, just use the ELT guidelines.
I will refer to an ask Ellie to be get more on the actual info, 'cause I don't know.
Reimbursing. Cause that'll it'll remove some of the barriers.
Yeah,
How
no,
much do you travel? You live in Baraboo?
Mhm.
Yeah, you travel a lot, so it's like, wouldn't that help you? I mean, you already come down here and you're spending how much money on gas all the time? Like, I have a V6 engine, so I know it's. I don't know, I think that would help people out. And it's quite a a lot to do, to go out of your way, to go to these campuses. You're asking people to do a lot and do a lot of miles.
And
so-
hope that you don't have courses going on during those times.
Right, that's the other thing.
It's hard, I mean, it's definitely hard.
Okay, let's talk events. I know that we used to go to this, what is this event? Can you explain to us? You mentioned like the NAJA or whatever.
NACA, National Activity, a National Association for Campus Activities.
Do we want to do that? Is it worthwhile? Is it like gonna benefit us?
I got a lot of it.
Where did we go? Can you?
I did, and I put in the chat, the other reason here is COVID-19 made things virtual, so we cut the budget as well because we didn't have to spend money for things like traveling and the in-person like distance of being at the actual conference. But, you know, I know in the past prior to, you know, I only did the virtual option, right? But I know in the past depending on the location of where they decide to have, you know, like the summer series, which is, you know, again, during summer. But, you know, there are things that happen each semester, I believe, with different topics. I mean, Student Government Week was the one that I originally went to, and that had so much information that I was able to use throughout my entire time within the Senate, you know, learning about where money comes from and how that led me on to speaking with Ben on figuring out our funding and, you know, how to use Robert rules effectively, how to, you know, how to advertise and get your name out there as a student organization. I mean, it's professional development opportunities that really improve you as a leader and your ability to lead in your organization. So it's definitely worth it.
Does everyone, I actually thought that, yeah, he did a good pitch for that. I mean, that sounds interesting to me. I don't know exactly what you're doing, but can I add the conference registration? Like people would want to go to this? I don't know when the dates are, but I'll look up the dates and next week I'll have
I
information
think
for
it would be
you all.
well worth it, especially since it sounds like it kind of relates overall to school and not just to specifically Student Senate. So other clubs that you might be involved in, there might be information that you can take back to them too.
Yeah, I know.
And the other thing I was gonna mention that Sean covered somewhat is collaborating, you know. More than half of what's happening this month for Black History Month is from collaborating. So, and I would like to see some sort of budget for Student Senate to collaborate on some events so that we're out there present.
Brings up to my next point. I wanted to talk about voter like registration stuff. I know that mainly falls under the purview of Volunteer Center, but like as Student Senate, I mean, like we're kind of like up and coming politicians of like Madison College. We want to have involvement with that because I feel like we have some like room for that. So like I think that's another events type budget where we take over, like, or not take over, sorry, collaborate. We take on the additional responsibilities of collaborating with organizations like ELT, like Volunteer Center, and what's the other one? Clarion, to like promote those types of events. So cool.
No, I think that's a good idea because then you could even bring like public relations into the mix to help kind of promote it, push it out more through the other forms of media and stuff so that
That's
we
a way to
are,
think about things.
we're utilizing every means that we can to get the message out there.
Before time runs out, I'm pretty sure you put the budget on there, but could you do a specific like end of the semester event for Senate?
Yes,
Definitely like the celebration, because we'll have graduates.
Yeah, end of the semester, that will be.
do you have an idea of how much money we spent on that? Because do people spend their own money? I spent some of my own money to potluck, but I don't really mind that. I probably spent like $25, not too much.
The
It's a
only
great
thing
meal for everyone.
we really purchased was the pizzas, since we did it as potluck / pizza. But I mean, Sean and I were talking, I think on Friday, and they've gone to Olive Garden before.
$200, wait, more than $200, $500. $1,000, $20,000. Wow, that's so crazy.
But I mean, we could potentially work out a deal with, you know, everyone's getting this much of a budget.
Sure.
I
You
feel
pay the
like,
difference or
I feel
something.
like,
25 per person.
I feel like end of the semester party
Yeah,
should be inviting everybody. Like, I went to a party last year, it was like Larissa only, and it was great, but like, I feel like most students will be involved. It was like at this 16:30, the cohesion was great. It was like, it was like I don't know how to say that, like, a disco ball, team. But it was like only there as a member, and I feel like if we have an end of semester party, inviting everybody, like all the group, just like an end of the semester party.
I'm against that, mostly because I think that'll be a lot to plan for and advertise, and at the end of semester, I feel like everyone's gonna be doing their own things.
It's just after exam, it's like exam is out of the way, everything.
Okay, separate things.
I would also think though that spring ceremony, and Malone knows this, is the 2nd of May. Graduation, I believe, is the 10th of May or the 8th of May. Where, if you're gonna do something, I would say swearing in ceremony is probably gonna be your best bet, because you leave, the old term's leaving, the new term is being sworn in and taking over. There's your opportunity to really do something, because after that, you have 2 weeks off. Where you start your summer, your summer session and your training. I mean, that's already gonna be a little bit difficult, because again, you've got finals coming up. I mean, yes, it's gonna be a logistical problem, hardship to do. So, however you decide to do it, think it through.
So, okay, I don't think we need to decide now. I think that can honestly just leave it up to whatever executive council wants at that given time. What we should do though is decide how much money we want for this. How much money we
I
want
need
for
to
this.
throw something else on there. We need to make sure that we're thinking about our new position of inclusion and belonging.
Definitely
They're
adding
gonna
the,
need some sort of budget.
oh, you mean more than just the increase to the salary, like the student
Mhm.
salary? Oh.
Like, I
okay.
feel like they need some money to work with,
Mm.
you know, to like go to the club, yeah, introduce yourself, but
That's
I
kind of
don't want
all-
them to.
This kind of fits into this, like the two of you, I think written into the position
Yeah,
that they
it
work
is.
with you on that.
It's
So this is
basically
actually-
the three of us all working
Yeah.
together, me, Michael, and whoever, yeah.
Well,
I keep.
who knows,
saying,
but.
Whoever gets the position.
Right, no, this is, I think, where that money comes in from, and, we'll have to decide a financial dollar amount attached to it, but next week I'll come up with some estimates after I dig into that. With that financial data, do we have any sort of line items? We don't have the actual, like, I'm glad that we have like the numbers where we're at, but do we have like what we've spent it on? Cause that's what I was trying to find out. So I wanted to know what we spent.
I can ask and see.
Yeah, cause if you tell her that the reason why I'm doing this is 'cause I wanna figure out what we need for our next budget. 'Cause right now, I still feel like I have only estimates. I mean, these are nice, but
I mean, the truth is that it really has always come down, I mean, maybe Senator Willis can speak more to this with her experience with Senate, but my time in Senate and making a budget, it always came down to best guess estimates. I mean, even for the next current year, like
But
just.
don't we, do we not, like, are they not, like, don't you have to, in order to get the money, don't you have to submit receipts and all that stuff? Like, does that not exist somewhere? Like, can it-
Not to get the money. I mean, you do your presentation.
No, I
or,
meant,
like, it just, you don't have to submit, I mean, if you want to do something, you have to follow what procedures that the college says that.
yeah, when we went to WSG, we had to get receipts from like Culver's and all the restaurants we went to in order to get money back from Ellie. So like, you had to submit those somewhere, she had to submit those somewhere to get money. So like, who did she submit them to? Like, who's keeping track of all this? Cause someone has to be.
No, I was going to his point too, because it was the reimbursement for the meals that we spent the money on.
Yeah, so where
That would
did
have
those?
been with HR and billing on that.
Okay.
So do we talk to them or what? Cause someone tracked this?
But I don't think that, what I'm trying to say there is, again, I will look into it more, but to get back to you, but when I said that, I know that reimbursement thing in theory is something that happens, but I've never seen it in practice. Because I actually think it was legislative seminar that when I went to it the first year, I submitted a receipt for reimbursement and I never got actually reimbursed. Exactly similar to the WSG with you guys doing it. You guys obviously seems like you guys did, but I know that goes to billing. Billing has to do their dance with having to figure out like what's allowed, what's not, and all their HR like policies and stuff. But in terms of getting ideas to create a budget based off of items that have been purchased for certain things that are on topics. I don't think it may actually exist, but I will ask and see what Ellie can come up with, you know?
Okay.
Because, yeah, it would have been nice, I think, when I was making the budget back then, to have specific ideas that I could reference and say, oh, we did this and this and this, and I could clearly, figure out where all the money went and be able to use that as a template.
Okay, one last thing. Thank you for that. I guess we'll talk more about that. I'll see you on Monday. Last thing I want to think about, do we want to expand the WSG conference to like more students beyond just Senate? Like we could increase our budget for people that are allowed. Did we allow everyone that wanted to go on it? Everyone got to go on it, right?
Everyone in the past.
And we had the money for it.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Okay, great. So I don't know if we want to just promote that more. I mean, part of the reason why it's hard to promote is because I don't know. I think a lot of people just learn about WSG and like too late, and then it's like we're already going in this thing. So if you didn't already start going in September and like to the first October meeting, it's like how do you get involved with all this? So I don't know what the answer is, but I don't know. In theory, you want to recruit more people, but I don't know. I guess everyone that wanted to go got to go. So okay, well that's it. Any other ideas? Anyone from online has ideas for how we want to spend money at Senate? Maybe I missed something.
I don't see any hands.
No
I'm
hands.
kind of curious what people would be interested in, like if we did some sort of recognitions every now and then or accomplishments that senators are doing.
What do you mean?
I mean, like,
We did.
I'll just give it an example. I'll just throw something out, but not necessarily this item. Like the fact that you're about to write an entire 3-year plan, for example, that's a lot of freaking work. Or maybe we had a senator that worked on getting 4 different, bills passed or something. Just a thought.
Okay. We do have an award at the end of the year, right? Don't we have some sort of like student achievement award?
Successful.
Yeah.
We are at time.
Who pays for that?
That gets paid through.
We out of time.
Do we want to extend again, or are we kind of done for now?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay. Who pays for it though? Quick.
I think it's a combination, but a Student Life takes up most of that cost.
With us too?
No, not with us. We contribute in other ways.
All right, we'll talk later.
Again, thank you for your video. Thank you everybody who have question, comment, and suggestion. New business, no new business, non-business housekeeping, no non-business housekeeping announcement. Our next meeting will be Thursday, February the 8th, same room, same time. And now we are accepting application for the new inclusion belonging coordinator position and also the communication coordinator position as well. And if anybody want to represent Senate and any of the Shared Governance Council, those are the priority right now. We have to send someone to those meetings. You can let us know. Even if you were before, in any other council and you maybe just, don't want to do it anymore, you want to go to another one, it's available. Any other announcement? You're Malone.
Only announcement I have is that the link for the Winterfest sign up for Senate has been sent out. I've sent it out to everybody. So if anybody is interested in signing up for it, there's different time slots available.
Okay,
Okay.
sorry, can I direct? I just want to say your email, the link is kind of not right.
Okay,
Yeah, so if you click on it, it doesn't work,
gotcha.
but you have to like extract the link from it. That's that's all I wanted to say, so everyone knows that.
Yep, no
You can
problem.
send it out again. I
Yep.
think that'd be good.
Me?
So they want you to know how you're
Sorry, I just wanted to respond.
It's just an unrelated announcement. I was just, before I forget, I won't be here for one of the meetings in February because I started a new job.
Congrats on the new job.
Thank you.
Which one?
It's the Thursday of the 19th. I don't know what day that is.
Okay. You recording?
So I just wanted to mention to everyone that Restoring the Black Woman, the gallery opening is tonight. There's yummy food downstairs. So I hope whoever is available will come and check it
What's
out.
the room number?
It's down over by the gateway. There's a
Gateway.
whole bunch of tables there.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
I want to there because I'm hungry.
Yeah, let's go.
Senator Avila, you have your hand raised?
Who made the painting? That's cute. The painting, that's cute.
One of the artists.
Hello.
Hello?
We are like at the end of the meeting. I just want to bring a topic to the matter. That's all. If we're not, I can wait.
You can bring it, right?
We announcing, right?
You can announce it, we can't
Yeah.
discuss it.
Awesome. So hey everybody, everybody's doing great. Everybody's staying warm. Actually, I've been brainstorming a little bit on how to raise a little bit of the budget for the student activities. And last year, last semester, we had a small discussion about different sectors inside the campus that they wanted to see how we can manage a little bit of extra money for them, or including the clubs. And I'm trying to work on different ways of avenues to see how we can best maybe have some sort of tools to be able to use them our favor and raise the budget. And I have some questions that I actually was writing down. And can we use the facility, the campus, maybe to assist on certain areas like the diesel mechanics? I don't know if this is just an idea. They can actually help out and use the facilities and give some sort of services, simple services, oil change, brake change, charge a small fee that will help them out on their section. And as well, the campus can maybe take a little bit of percentage of the gaining for the campus, and we can implement it for the 3-year plan. Another one is the hair salon. I haven't talked to them. They're being closed.
Does it, President,
I'm gonna say is, this is technically out of order, right now, because it's announcements, and you're bringing up discussion topics, which sound like they're related to more financial things. So I would say, Senator Avila, your best bet is to be speaking with VP Brito, and VP Brito can bring it up to the executive council that can get put on the agenda as a topic item for discussion, and then that would be proper way of addressing this, you know, and in a GA meeting.
Sure, Angel, we can talk sometime. I'll message you.
okay, thank you,
Thank you.
Senator Avila,
Thank you for the guidance.
bringing
Appreciate
this.
it.
I have an announcement. I don't know if anybody know, Wolfpack Techie, great. If you have problem with your laptop, you can bring it to them and they're gonna fix it. That's my announcement, okay?
Is it any laptop or just the laptops they provide?
Okay, just a clarification. If you get the laptop from, the campus, you go to the help desk. But if it's your personal laptop, you go to Wolfpack Techie.
Okay.
Make a motion to close the meeting.
Okay.
Second.
Any discussion? Senator Castle, you have your hand raised. Is for discussion or for voting?
I think
Voting.
Cecil the second.
Everybody who's in favor of adjourning the meeting, raise your hand. That's 100. Thank you. We move to adjourn the meeting at 5:35. This is the fastest we have. Hey,
talk more about
hey, guys, this is
Awesome.
not gonna be another occurrence. Like, enjoy it. Like for